All right, so as you can see behind me, um, this weekend, me and Dad found a good deal on a car that we couldn't pass up. So we ended up dropping everything we were doing and drove 3 hours to go pick it up. And yeah, this will be the new. This ended up being the new race car. Give me a second, I'll get it all undone and show you what it is.
Isolated, we done elevated. Where we supposed to be, supposed to be, supposed to be. Ay, my current situation ain't my final destination. That's just how I see it. Only her I stay isolated. 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 Yeah, only the real forget how they feel. It's me and Dill. Hey, we in the stool, we working on hits, we staying until. Yeah, look with the bros, it been a little while since last time we chilled. Hey, send us a beat, you know we on go, we know we gon' kill. Hey, we in the back, season the chicken to throw on the grill. Yeah, hit up Germ, hit up Jude when we in the Ville. Yeah, staying to myself, man, if I ain't with the team. We been grinding all these years, they see us on them screens.
All right, so we've been trying to find us a lighter race car that we can put either the small block in or put an LS in. And well, this weekend we found one. So it is a Porsche 944 on a Voodoo Racing double frame rail tube chassis. It's gonna kind of screw us for some of the races we like going to because of it being a tube chassis or being double frame rail and having the mid plate and the motor plate and the firewall being set back so far on factory Porsches. The firewall's like right here. So when they did the chassis on it, they didn't tube the entire front end. So what we're gonna end up doing, cutting all that off, front halving it, and going to a Fox body style front end, and it'll end up getting a long travel kit on it and be set up for no prep. And either it's going to get a 5.3 with twins, or we might end up putting the small block in it and just a shitload of nitrous to it. So we haven't really decided. It popped up on Marketplace when we went and looked at a couple 944s that were in good shape, but they were all still factory, so we would have to cut everything out and build our own chassis. And still, with us having the Sugar Shack, it's hard for us to be able to put a frame table in there and us to be able to build our own chassis. So when this popped up on Marketplace, we found it. I found it early in the morning. We went and hooked up to the trailer, drove 3 hours, and picked it up. It's a nice chassis. It's a Voodoo Racing double frame rail 4-link car. So the tubs that they put in it were for big tire, but we've since then put a 28 on the rims. They're 14-inch rim, so they're really stretched and they're not bead locked or anything. So we're gonna end up putting a 9-inch in it and getting a little wider 9-inch and different set of wheels for it. But everything's good. It's an older chassis, so the floor's a little wonky. We're gonna cut it out and redo the floor to where it's a little easier for him to get in and out of, and get Lexan windows. This whole top piece is going to end up getting a piece of metal welded into it to cover it, and then we'll put a Lexan windshield in it and fully do an entire front half. So if we do turbos, which we haven't decided, they'll either go back here, up back here, or maybe up in the front, but that's a lot of weight up front, so we haven't decided. It's a whole process of, do we stay with the small block and run nitrous, or do we put an LS in it like everybody else has and run an LS? So that's the only thing, is it'll still, like, it'll be unique because it's a Porsche, but it's also, everybody has turbo LSs in everything they own, so we still haven't decided yet. But yeah, this is a new project, so we'll get working on it, and there'll be new videos up of it soon. The rear quarters have to be fixed. They cut them to put big tires on, so we're gonna weld that all in and end up putting the motor and trans in it. Would fix the floor, redo some of the 4-link, because the rear end is, it doesn't look bad in the video, but when the rest of the rear quarters on there like it should be, it's pretty far back. So we have to redo the 4-link on it, get the rear end centered into the wheel well so it looks right, because it looks really goofy now. Yeah, but this will end up being, whenever we get it done, it'll be our new no prep car.
So. Yeah, I might go chill. Rather stay in cause I hate them fell. Link with the bros, yeah, I might call Lil. Yo, what's next? Only time gon' tell. Last few years, yeah, been unreal. Whoa, staying to ourselves, cause it's better what you mean. Yeah, we was quarantined.